Welcome to the Grotto.
The Board Game Grotto. My name is JP.
And I'm Milo.
And together we're bringing you Board Game Grotto, a Little Big Thumbs series focused on the big thumbs of board gaming.
That means games suited towards older players.
Like us. Now today we are setting the tone for the entire Board Game Grotto series, and we're going to do that by taking on a 2023 board gaming challenge. And there's no challenge more iconic than the 10 by 10 board gaming challenge.
That's playing 10 games 10 times over the course of a whole year.
Ooh, Milo, have you ever attempted a 10 by 10 challenge before?
I have not. I've always wanted to, so I think now's the perfect time.
Awesome. I tell you, I have tried it many times over the years, and there have been a couple of times where I've come really close, but I've never actually 100% completed a 10 by 10 challenge. So this is going to be a big undertaking.
Okay, so how do you feel about putting our own spin on the challenge, making it more shareable?
Before we sat down today, we did agree that each of us was going to bring 5 games to the 10 by 10 challenge, but what else did you have in mind?
Well, I want to set us up for success, and I'm thinking that maybe it'll count if either of us play one of the games.
Okay, so I'm loving that, and just so I understand, so you're saying that if I play a game that you weren't at the table for, it still counts as a sort of a check mark on our 10 by 10 list.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So let me sort of up the stakes. Maybe add a little bit of a charitable incentive to this. Let's say that if I complete all 10 plays of one of the games on our list, I'll make a donation. I'll make a $10 donation to the charity of your choice for every game on the 10 by 10 list that I complete. And if you also complete one of the games on that 10 by 10 list, I'll double my donation. So that'll be $20 for each game played. So if we get all 100 games played, it'll be $100. And if we both get all 10 played, it'll be $200, $200 donation to a charity of your choice. What do you think of that?
You know, I love it so much, I think I'm going to do it too.
No way. You're
I
serious?
will, yeah.
Whoa. Double jeopardy.
Yes. So we could get a total of $400 donated to one or two different charities, depending on what we go with.
Okay. So, Milo, you have until our next episode to choose the charity of your choice for this challenge.
And you too, actually.
Oh, that's exciting. And folks, if you are watching or listening to this episode, if you have a suggestion for a charitable organization for us to get involved with for this challenge, drop it in the comments of the video on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're listening elsewhere, just drop us an email to LittleBigThumbs@gmail.com.
So, do you think we should get to the 10 by 10 challenge?
Let's do it! Now, so as I said before, we've each come to the table today with 5 of the 10 games prepared. I don't know what you have. You don't know what I have. But I'm going to throw a curveball at you, Milo.
Okay. I'm curious to know what this is.
All right, so I've brought 6 games to the table on my listy list here. 6 games. And if there's a game that I mentioned that you really don't want to play 10 times, I'm going to give you a veto. Veto power in your hands.
Okay. You know, that's so weird because I also brought a 6th game and
Whoa.
I plan on giving you a veto.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like we planned this in advance.
Almost. Hang on. What happens if we both pick the same game?
That's a good question. If we pick the same thing, are we going to play that game 20 times? Or do we does one cancel out the other and we go to the 6th game that one of us has brought to the table? I'm
leaning more towards one of us giving up that game and going to our 6th choice.
Okay. So there's not going to be a 20 game challenge. I think that's probably a wise idea.
Not this year.
For the sake of the charities that we're hoping to donate to. I feel like playing a game 20 times is a tall order. Good call. All right, Milo, we have set the ground rules. We have laid out the details of our challenge. Why don't you kick things off and tell us what the first game of our 10 by 10 challenge is going to be?
Okay, so this game is something I'm very excited about. It's a game that comes from a publishing company that I love. That game is Ahoy.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's so exciting. Yes. Okay, so that's from Leader Games, the makers of Root and Oath, and oh gosh, what was that game with the cats and the dogs?
Fort?
Fort, right? Okay. I've never played Ahoy. Have you played it yet?
I haven't played it yet, no.
Okay, so we're going to play a lot of it over the next year. Very exciting. Great first pick. All right, mine is also a game that got a lot of accolades coming at the end of 2022. This is coming from another great publisher that I love, Scorpion Masqué, and the name of that game is Turing Machine.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Cool.
Actually, so Turing Machine is a code-breaking deduction game that I've never played anything like this game before, and I think this will be probably a very easy one to get 10 plays in because it's so addictive. It's hard to. It's like Ruffles chips, I guess. If you have Ruffles wherever you're watching or listening, you can't eat just one. Turing Machine is like that. I think that'll be an easy slam dunk game, and it'll be so fun to play at least 10 times.
I agree. I had been wanting to play that game, but I didn't know anyone with it, so I am pumped that you've added it to our list.
Yoo-hoo!
All right, so my next game is a game I've had for a very long time, but it hasn't been played nearly enough as I'd like it to be. That game is Ghost Stories.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Ghost Stories, that's the hardest co-op game, possibly the hardest co-op game that's ever been made, probably aside from maybe Spirit Island.
Yes.
Holy cow. Ghost Stories is so great. That's a great pick. I'm excited to play Ghost Stories a whole bunch. My second game, my second pick for our list, so the fourth game on our list is going to be from a publisher that has recently rebranded themselves to the name Allplay, formerly BoardGameTables.com. And the name of this game is On Tour. So On Tour is a roll and write game about taking your band, your crew of musical misfits on a tour. Now the thing about On Tour is that there are 4 maps of On Tour. So there's the United States and Europe, and the new set has Paris and New York. And so for my pick, I'm saying that for On Tour, that all 4 of those maps are sort of they're qualified. They're all permitted to be part of this challenge. So we don't all have to play one particular map. We can mix it up and play 10 games of On Tour between the 4 different maps over the course of the year. That's what I say.
Cool, that sounds fun. All right, so the next game I've chosen is Campy Creatures.
Campy Creatures.
Yes, it is a trick-taking game about monsters. We've got, the Blob and other monsters.
Does it contain those those classic Universal monsters like
yes.
the Mummy and Dracula and whatnot?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, very good. And that comes from, I think, Keymaster. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
Yep, you're right.
Very good. So that's the same publisher as the
Space Park.
As Space Park. Okay, mm-hmm. and the trail game, the Parks.
Parks, yeah.
Right. Okay, lots of cool games from them. I'm excited to revisit Campy Creatures. All right, so my third game, our 6th game on the list, is a game that you and I have already played in 2023.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. This is from Gamewright. This is Word Heist. Word Heist is a tremendous word puzzling type game where we're given, all the players are given 7 letters with which to make multiple word combinations, and points are given out by giving clues to the other players at the table. And the trick with that, though, is that if the other players at the table can take those clues and guess the word that you had put together, then you don't get any points, and they in fact steal points from you. Such a cool game that we played just a little bit ago, and I'm just excited to revisit that one a whole bunch over the course of this year.
Yeah, that was a really fun game. But you know what? I think I'm going to pull my veto vote.
Oh!
And it's only because that is the 4th game that I've chosen for this year.
Are you serious? Did we both pick Word Heist? That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, so Word Heist is the number 6 game on our list, and so I'm gonna. Okay, so we're dipping into. So I got vetoed. Just putting this together in my little brain here. So my Word Heist is out because your next one was going to be
yes.
Word Heist. That's so funny. All right, Milo, for my fourth game. So now our seventh on the list, on our 10 by 10 list. I got to ask you, before I tell you what the game is, I want to know how you feel about sand timers.
They can be a lot of fun. They definitely, like, you know, put the pressure on, turn up the heat a little bit, but I don't mind that every now and then.
All right. Well, that's good, as long as you don't hate them, because my fourth game, our seventh game on the list, is Kites from Floodgate Games. I've never played this game. I just picked it up today because I wanted something a little bit wacky and goofy and unique to play a whole bunch. And so Kites is on our list. This is a game where we need to be playing cards and flipping over sand timers to try to keep our kites in the air for as long as we can. And that's about all I know about the game, aside from the fact that lots of people have raved about this game over the course of 2022, and so I'm excited to play it a whole bunch in 2023.
That sounds like a really cool game. I've seen it. I didn't know a ton about it, but now I am super excited to play it 10 times.
10 times!
So the last game that I've chosen is Toy Story's Obstacles and Adventures.
Nice.
So this is a deck building game. I'm really excited about it. I'm actually getting it in a math trade next weekend, and I've wanted to play this game for a couple of years now. It's been out for a while. I've played the Harry Potter Hogwarts battle, which is, you know, a very similar game. But Toy Story was a movie I grew up watching all the time, and I'm just super excited to try it out.
I love it. Now, you got to promise me that when we play this game, that we watch the movies and the shorts that are associated with the various chapters of the game.
That sounds like exponentially better than just playing it alone without anything. So yes, let's do it.
Awesome. And if you have a favorite Toy Story movie or short or piece of Toy Story media, let us know in the comments of this video or drop us an email, littlebigthumbs@gmail.com. We'd love to know about your favorite Toy Story. So Milo, thinking about all of the games on our list, we have a bunch of games that are, I'd say, like relatively light. Like not a whole lot of heavy games. And I thought, as far as a challenge goes, it might be good to have at least one like heavy, chunky game. And so for my fourth pick, for our ninth game on our 10 by 10 list, I am picking Great Western Trail. Great Western Trail had a new edition. It has a brand new edition of the original game, as well as a brand new version of that game set in Argentina. And I received the Argentina map version of the game for Christmas. So much like on tour, I'm going to say that both the original Great Western Trail and the Argentina version of the game qualify for our list. And so Great Western Trail, it's a chunky, heavy, awesome game. Love it so much. Have you ever played?
I have never played, but I have always wanted to.
One of my all-time favorite games. And I think you're going to love it. And so that leaves my number 6 game. Our 10th game on our list comes from Stonemaier Games. And we're not going to go with the bigger, heavier Stonemaier games. I'm thinking for this challenge, we're going to play Rolling Realms 10 times. Rolling Realms is it's another roll and write game, and it's sort of got a modular setup in the form of these realms. And each realm has a sort of abstracted mechanics from the other Stonemaier games, like from Scythe and from Viticulture and all of those other great games that Stonemaier has made over the years. And it's all together in this mishmash roll and write game. Have you ever played Rolling Realms?
I have. I played it once, and it was so much fun. I loved how it incorporated little bits of all those games that you just listed and so much more. So yeah, it's a great game to add to our list. I'm very excited.
Okay, so we've got our full list. Our full 10 by 10 challenge list is in order. Let's quickly run down what those 10 games are. But before we do, Milo, we didn't get to your number 6 game. Can you tell us, if I had vetoed one of your other 5, what game would we have played?
I was a little bit excited to see if you were going to veto it because the game is Food Fighters.
Okay, from Kids Table Board Gaming.
Exactly. It's one of my favorites. I have every expansion, and for, a couple years it's just been sitting on my shelf.
Yeah? Okay. I tell you what, Milo, I'm gonna throw you another curveball here. Right? So we did our 10 by 10 challenge. Why don't we up it to an 11 by 10 challenge? And so if we can play Food Fighters 10 times in addition to the other 10, I will throw another $50 to my donation pot. So that takes mine from, if we do everything, from $200 to $250. That's my gamble here. Food Fighters, add to the list, extra $50 into the donation pot. What do you think?
Okay, I'll match you.
Really?
Yep.
Whoa. Okay, so if we get this list done, that's a $500 donation to charity. To, well, I guess $250 to a charity of your choice, $250 to a charity of mine. Oh, that's exciting. Kids Table Board Gaming, Food Fighters. Let's do it. So let's quickly run down what those 11 games are. First one was yours, so why don't you start with you?
Ahoy. That was the first one.
Right. Okay. My first was Touring Machine.
Great. Then I said Ghost Stories.
Right. And I said the entire On Tour series of games.
Yes. And then I said Campy Creatures.
Ooh, yeah, that's right. That's right. And we both said Word Heist. And then I guess it went back to me. So my next one was Kites.
Yes. And then I picked Toy Story.
Right. Then I had the last two, which was Great Western Trail, both of those games. And my last one was Rolling Realms. And then the bonus game.
We added Food Fighters.
Food Fighters. All right. So those 11 games, we're going to play 10 times each. So we've got our 11 by 10 challenge. It's written in stone. It's locked in. Now let's take a moment to talk about what these Board Game Grotto episodes are going to look like going forward.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I guess we'll want to check in about our 11 by 10 challenge and how that's going, right?
Oh, for sure, for sure. But on top of that, I think it would be great to have a topic that we can look forward to. Maybe those of you who are tuning in, whether you're watching or listening, something that you can look forward to as well. And I think maybe the best way to do that going forward is to sort of alternate, going back and forth to see, for each of us to choose the topic that we talk about. How does that sound?
Okay, yeah, I really like the sounds of that.
Okay, so Milo, how about for our next episode, you choose the topic?
Okay, you know what? I think I've already chosen it.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, okay, lay it on me.
I would like to do a video of our top games of last year.
Okay, the top games, the best games of 2022 here on Board Game Grotto.
So, how do we close out the show?
Well, if this was a LittleBigThumbs video, I would say whether you've got little players
or big players,
make sure that you keep playing games
that make your thumbs go
way up. But this is not a LittleBigThumbs video. This is a Board Game Grotto. So we need something different, something that's all our own.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, what if we put up a poll and, people could help us out, help us pick an outro phrase for Board Game Grotto?
Okay, I like that. So for those of you watching us either on social media or on YouTube or what have you, we will put up a poll, let's say 4 different catchphrases, 4 different outros for the Board Game Grotto series. And if you see one you like, maybe cast your vote. If you don't like any of them, leave a comment on that to let us know something better. If you've got an idea for something better than we proposed, let us know. We'd love to hear about it. All right, so that just about does it. We as we said, we don't have an outro. We don't have a way to put a sort of a stamp at the end of this video. So all we can say is thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more of Board Game Grotto, more of LittleBigThumbs, and we will see you next time.
Bye.